Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like.
Thanks for keeping it locked, guys. Next up, we have D'avanzo and Isaiah Aguon learning the art of beekeeping and how to harvest delicious, delicious honey. They are definitely busy bees in this edition.
Hi everyone, D'avanzo Isaiah Aguon, and welcome to this segment of Uno Mix, where Hannah and I will be learning the art of beekeeping with UOG students Chris Rosario and Janae Sayama.
So we're going to open up the colony, but before we do that, let's give it another smoke. Okay. So we want to smoke out the entrance. Yep, one more time. Because the entrance is where all the foragers are going in and out. And if you get stung, you're likely getting stung by a forager. Forager are the oldest bees in the colony. And so what Janae and I are doing with these colonies is Janae is collecting the pollen, and I am doing a survey for certain pests of honeybees. So we all know that bees do forage for pollen, and Janae's research is actually to look at the different types of pollen that bees are bringing back.
Wow.
Which is very important, because we want to know what they are pollinating. Whether are they pollinating native plants? Are they pollinating agricultural crops? You know, we don't know. We only know based off of observation.
Meanwhile, Rosario shared the importance of beekeeping.
One of the main purposes, you know, keeping bees to raise, what's it called? You're basically farming honey.
The normal instinct when a bee flies around you is to protect yourself, but instead of swinging, Rosario shares this tip.
So, recommend just staying calm, just stay put. When a bee is flying towards your face, you don't want to, do that. And then the reason why I'm not doing it now is because I might be potentially a threat.
If you get stung by a bee, Rosario recommends doing this.
Recommendation is to just put an ice pack on the site, but also use vinegar.
Before harvesting honey, Rosario says we must use a smoker to calm the colony or hive.
So the purpose of the smoker is to calm the bees and prevent them from communicating with each other to sting. So bees release about several different types of pheromones telling other bees to sting. So this is a social insect. Social insects communicate mostly via pheromones. Pheromones is just basically the scent of, like our odor. And so bees will also react to our pheromones as well. And usually not. And so with the smoker, it prevents them from detecting that. Okay. It kind of hinders it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this bad for them to smoke?
So too much smoke, yes. Because what's happening is we're causing them to go deeper into the colony and let them pack up their resources. Because they think it's a forest fire. That's all it is.
Then next, Rosario grabs his Hive Tool, which is used to separate and remove the frames from each other.
So the Hive Tool is mainly to pry out the frames, to pry open the box, pry away the frames from each other. So if you notice, if you look, you can go right into the colony. That's good. Now we don't need to smoke too much. We could put the smoker down here and kind of let the smoker flow through the entrance of the colony. So any foragers that could be potentially angry can, again, get the, hinder that pheromone. So I'm gonna pull out an empty frame. Yeah, really, really empty, but they're gonna start working on it. So most bee colonies, or most bee boxes will be equipped with frames and what we call a foundation. And sometimes the foundation is made up of wax and made up of plastic. Now, because bees have been pretty feral over hundreds of years on Guam, well, they're used to building their own combs and deterring away from plastic. So yeah, go ahead, please hold.
So we head back
But
into the office
what
after
we
smoking
could
and
do is
educating
when
the frame
we,
of honey from one of 4 colonies. Rosario explained what to do when harvesting honey.
So after, getting into the colony, after the smoking and looking at the whole box itself, you take out a selective amount of frames that have honey that's capped. As you can see here, the honey is capped, but the rest are kind of not capped and it's not ready. And how can we tell that the honey is not ready? You do this. I do what we call viscosity tests. So if viscosity is basically if the honey just comes right out of the frames, like as you can see right here, right? You can see that? It still has water in it. See how the honey, some of the nectar is dripping out? So this tells me that the honey is not ready because it still has water components inside.
Rosario told us that about 10 frames just like this one he was holding can produce up to 25 pounds of honey. And finally, we tried the freshly harvested honey.
Go ahead, give it a shot. Now you gotta put it right in your mouth now, because you don't want it to like drip all over. No? You're good? Now don't swallow the wax. You did swallow it. That's okay. It's like swallowing gum, so. There you go. That's it.
I don't swallow this then.
You don't swallow that.
Didn't you already eat some of it?
Just chew it. All right, it's now time to wrap up this segment of the show. Thank you so much, Chris and Janae, for showing us the art of beekeeping. So Hannah, what was the experience like?
You know, I was pretty nervous putting the suit on, but once I got out there and was like there for a while, I would say it actually felt kind of like peaceful. It's like you forget about them. So it was an awesome experience. How about you?
I was actually freaked out when I started putting on the suit, but I was perfectly fine like right when I got out there, and I was like, okay. I feel protected, so I'm happy to be a part of this journey and the experience. So Chris, where can, I guess, they find more information on beekeeping?
You could always call the University of Guam, Department of Agriculture, or any member of the Guam Beekeepers Association. We do have about 85 beekeepers on island, so really the growing industry is what's really helping getting more people involved, and we're also doing the outreach into schools. So, but I think you can look at our platform, Guam Beekeepers Association, and the Facebook page or Instagram.
All right, thank you, Chris and Janae, for this experience. With Uno Mix, I'm Isaiah Aguon.
Keep it locked here on Uno Mixed. Next up, we have Sunday Vibes, and still to come, Pepsi Pulse.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi, That's What I Like.